Hello there, this is JQuery. Before someone calling in this video, we're going to talk about all siblings, how you can select prev prevUntil, nextUntil, all the sibling, just like jQuery, but with plain JavaScript. So we're going to have a lot of fun in this video. So the first thing I'm going to show you, well, I just have a couple items selected here. So if I show the HTML, I see here I have 5 items, and here I select item 4, item 2 in jQuery, and item 4 and item 2 in plain JavaScript here. So the first thing we're gonna go about is selecting the next sibling. So the sibling, the next one over. So the next one over of 4 will be 5, and the next one of 2 will be 3. So this is how you're gonna do it in jQuery. So you see here the 5 and 3 respectively. Cool. So, and same way we can do here in plain JavaScript. We just do preview and next element sibling. Same thing here. If I go in the browser, boom, item 5 and item 3. Pretty straightforward. And you can do the same thing here with prev, as you might have guessed, and same thing here. If I can duplicate this, so you can, instead of saying next, just say prev, and should be the same. So the prev will be undefined, item 4, prev element, previous element sibling. Oh, yep. Just a spelling there. So the item 1 here correctly. Awesome. So this is how you're gonna get next, and how you get previous. So one thing that you can do in JavaScript, which is very handy, you just call siblings. From item 4, you're giving me item 1, 2, 3, 4, item 1, 2, 3, and 5. So if you see here, 1, 2, 3, and 5, pretty cool. So there's no equivalent like that you can call in the element in plain JavaScript, but we can have it here. I'm calling an array, and I'm calling filter. Filter is available for arrays, but it's not available for children node list. So the node list I'm talking about is the children, parent node children. If you watch the video of my descendants, you might know about what I'm talking about. So here I'm gonna call the filter an array, since this is not an array. So item 4, parent node children is returns a node list, but this is not an array. So here, and then I'm going to supply the item here. I'm going to use an arrow function, and I'm going to return item. Actually, I'm just going to call child different item 4 here. Cool. Don't worry, I'll explain everything that's going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and log this guy. If I come here, you see I successfully got all the siblings of item 4. Cool. So this is, I'm using a lot of ES6 syntax, but what's going on here is I want to, for all the children, including the item 4, I want to do the filter. So filtering everything but the item 4. But since this is not an array, I cannot call filter directly. But if this was an array, I could just do this dot filter. But I can't. So we use the trick here that we can create an array, and then we call filter on that, and then we do a call, which is special. You can take a long video to explain what things about call. So here we say call this. So what we're doing is to say call the filter function, but pass this list as the array and apply this function. So the function here, if I'm just change here so it's easy to read. So in child, return child that's different, return any child that's different than item item 4. This is what I'm doing here. So this is pretty much here. So I'm just gonna var siblings equals that. So this we're gonna return. So filter would return a new array. So if I log this siblings, you see it's the same thing that the returns. So you see here, pretty neat, pretty easy. So the previous syntax is ES6, so it's much cleaner, but is it pretty much the same thing as you can see here. So pretty cool. So we got previous element and next element, and we also got element siblings. And another thing in jQuery you can do actually is you can call, for example, item 2, and you can say next all, and this will give you all the siblings after the item 2. So it'll be item 3, 4, 5. Cool. And you can also do I'm gonna say item 4 here, and you can say prev all, as you might have already guessed. So the prev all here will give you 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Cool. There's no direct way you can do this in plain JavaScript, but there is a pretty simple hack that I can show you, and it's not gonna take any long. So instead of calling, I'm gonna create a function, and I'm gonna call it prev all. Actually, I'm gonna start with next all, and this will take an element. I'm gonna show you. It's pretty easy. So here I'm gonna create all siblings. So next siblings is an array, and we're gonna return that array. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna have a while loop here, and this while loop is pretty simple. All I'm gonna do is push element to it under the condition where I say while you can successfully assign next element sibling to element, and it's not null, push the element to the array. So what it does, it assigns it, and if it's not null, if the result of the assignment is not falsy, it falls into this condition and falls through, and then it pushes the element there. So we assigns it, so it's already there. So where do you do it? So if we come here, and I'm gonna say next all, since we're doing item 2, I'm gonna do item 2 here. Just comment this guy now for now. So if we go here, we should have the same results as you might have already guessed. So item 3, 4, 5, item 3, 4, 5. It's pretty simple loop right there, and then we already got everything. So as you might have already guessed again, you can do the same thing with prev all. So I'm just gonna copy this, name it. We're gonna replace anything that replace anything here that has next with prev, and you see here is a previous element sibling, and prev all here should return the same thing. So prev all here got everything just like we expected. So pretty easy thing here. So another trick that jQuery has up its sleeve, I'm just gonna comment this guy out for now, is the prevUntil. Pretty powerful. Comment this guy, and so I'm saying next item 2, I'm gonna say until item 5, and we'll check there. It gives me everything until the item 5. So previously we'll be getting the 5. So it's, oh, did I use item 4? Next all, item 5. Oh, next until. My bad. He has the method is next until, so until 5. So it gives me 3 and 4, and that includes 5. And again, you can do prev until. And for this one, I'm just gonna use item 4. I'm gonna say until 1. Give me all previous until 1. So you give me 3 and 2, and I include 1. So cool. So what we can do is take advantage of this prev all that we have, and we can extend it because we're just lazy like that. And the prev all here is gonna take until element selector. And over here, in addition to this array, I'm gonna call stop element, which is the element we want to stop at. And simply I'm gonna do a query on the DOM. Query selector here. I'm gonna put this element here, selector, and we're gonna update this condition here. So this inside of this thing is gonna be this same, but we're gonna update this. So the first thing I'm gonna do is change this because my ID doesn't like that. So it's very important that this comes last. You know, this condition comes last, so we're gonna add more condition in front of it. So I'm saying if there is no what I was gonna say here, so we're probably gonna have to add a function, parenthesis here, and I'm gonna do an end. So I'm saying if there's no stop element, or if there is, check if your stop element is different than prev element here. See, I'm not using the element because if this is false, it's not even gonna bother to reach here. So I'm gonna use the previous elements here. So I'm saying if there's no stop element, means they didn't pass this, meaning they just want prev all, and we're just gonna use just this, but which we did before. But otherwise, if there is, just check if this is different, and if it's different, check if this got successfully done. So prev all here. On the prev all. So we have item 4. I'm gonna pass item 4 here, and this is gonna be uncomment this guy. So here item 4 prev until item 1. So we're gonna use the updated prev all here until item 1, and we're gonna go in the browser and we're gonna see that it got exactly the same results here. So just a nice update, and we got the same thing. So we're probably gonna do the same thing with the next all. Oops, one thing copied too much. Oops, breaking stuff here. Prev all should be the same thing, and the same condition here where we got and yep, pretty much the same thing, just the contrary. Yep, and instead of previous, we're gonna get next element sibling, and we're gonna call here, comment this guy, so we got prev next and next, and should be item 2 instead, item 2 and item 5 here. So pretty straightforward. And if you come in the browser, it should get me the same results. It's pretty much same thing. The prev all give me this, and the next all give me this. I mean the opposite. So this is how you hack the next all, next prev all, prevUntil, and nextUntil, and the siblings in jQuery for plain JavaScript. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. See you next video. Bye bye.